Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Brainstorm Horror. My name's Jewel, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite horror movies. I don't have a physical copy of this movie right now, but I just watched it. That is Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter, directed by Joseph Zito. This is the final chapter mask that my friend Pizzal actually made for me, which I use in some of my music videos and my artwork and stuff like that. I thought this was really cool. It is, I guess, the mask in the beginning of the movie, where you see from part 3 there's axe hit from part 3, and he still has the red checker marks on his mask. Not like the ending. At the ending, he loses these red checkers just from rain and wear and tear or whatever. But anyways, I was gonna leave that there. And I just wanted to briefly talk about the movie. It's directed by Joseph Zito, and I think we got Tom Savini back to do the special effects, which were done really well in this movie. This is my favorite Friday the 13th movie. That's why I decided to review this one first, because it is my favorite one. I love 2, 3, and 4. I love the first one too, but of course there's no Jason in the first one. But I love 2, I love 3, I love 4, I love 5. I love all of them pretty much. This is my favorite series. Anyways, in this one, Jason breaks out of a morgue and he kills two people who work at the hospital. This guy named Axel, who gets his throat slit with a machete, and then Jason 180 turns his head around. It was really insane. And then the other nurse gets split apart with a knife, just gutted basically. And then we cut back to Crystal Lake at this family that owns a house on the lake pretty well. And these other kids start to come down and rent the house that's next to them. And the family is the Jarvis family, which is, the mom, sister, and Tommy Jarvis. This is the first movie we get Tommy Jarvis, and Tommy Jarvis is a little boy in this movie, played by Corey Feldman. And I thought Corey Feldman did an amazing job. I love all of Corey Feldman movies, from the 80s and stuff like that. He's a really good actor. I wish they would have brought him back for part 5. I know they did have him in part 5 just for an opening scene, but Tommy's played by 3 different people throughout the series, I think. So this is the first time we get Tommy Jarvis. And of course Jason dies in this one. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen this one. It's called The Final Chapter because this was supposed to be the last film in the series. And I'm wearing my Jason shirt right now, but I don't know if you can see. Part 4, where is part 4? We got Pamela Voorhees' mom, but part 4 I think is right here. But so basically Jason escapes the morgue, he comes back to Crystal Lake, finds that he goes to a part of the lake he hasn't been to yet, where the Jarvis family's living, and then these other kids rent out the house across from them. And so we get, with those kids that come and visit, we get Teddy and Jimbo, and I love Teddy and Jimbo because they have the whole let's put it in the old computer, and the whole dead fuck situation with Jimbo and Teddy. Teddy saying, "Hey Jimbo, you're a dead fuck because this chick left you," and all this stuff. And I think it's funny later because Teddy loses his girl to Paul, because Paul's like the like nice, good-looking guy, like the most good-looking guy there probably. There's two of them that are chiseled, and then you know two of them that look kind of goofy. So, um, so the girl wants to be with Paul, but Paul has a girlfriend already. So, Teddy is watching Paul and this one of the twins dancing, and he's like, well, I had her. She was mine. And Teddy's so pissed off that he got his woman taken away. But Jimbo's just like, oh, you should put that, you know what? You should put that into your computer and see what it tells you. I don't know. If you haven't seen the movie, you won't understand what I'm talking about. But it's just funny shit, man. The whole dead fuck thing, and like. And he's in the kitchen and he has his hand through his pants and he's like, don't be such a dead fuck. I don't know, you gotta watch this movie. It's funny, it's got some funny characters, it's cheesy a little bit, but the gore in this is done fairly well. It's done by Tom Savini, so it is a better looking, one of the better looking Friday the 13th, also just because of like where they shot it, how it was shot and everything, the cameras they used and all that made it, I don't know, it's just one of my favorites. I know some of my favorite kills are in this one. Paul gets like a spear gun like in the balls, and then he's like picked up by Jason, and like he gets shot in the balls with it. Jimbo gets a cleaver to the face and a corkscrew to the hand, and then later on he's like crucified on the back door, and then Jason rips him down and is like, you can see it like ripped through his skin on his hands. I thought that was really well done. Teddy's kill is good too. The one chisel guy in the shower when he gets his head like crushed in by Jason like smashes through the glass door in the bathtub, and he smashes this guy's head and like crushing it with his like thumb and his hand, like going like this, crushing his head. Like that was awesome. Like this is one of the best Friday the 13th, one of the creepiest. Sometimes I watch this alone in the dark, and I'm fucking freaked out by like the end of it. Because like just what happens in the ending too with Tommy, and like how he might like become the next Jason. I really thought that was a cool take on the films, and I thought in part 5 if they continued that would have been cool. I wouldn't have minded that, but I am glad they brought Jason back in part 6. Of course, with Jason Lives, we get the zombie Jason, all that, but this is the last movie with the humanoid Jason. Of course, in part 5 we get Jason only in dreams and stuff like that in part 5. So part 4 is like, Jason is like the most intense, most like he's running after you, he's chasing after you. He is probably the strongest he's ever been at this point. And he's just a menace in this movie. Saying that, we also get Rob Dyer, who is in the second film. There's a girl, and I forget her name. Which is her name? Sandra, I think her name is Sandra. She's one of the counselors. Her brother is Rob, and he comes looking for Jason because he's hunting Jason basically in this movie. And it's the same kind of idea that they had for the remake with Clay and his sister in that movie, played by I think it's Amanda Rigetti or so. What's her name in that movie? Whitney, I think it is. But that's the remake. I'll talk about those movies in a different video because this is starting to get a bit long. But yeah, I just wanted to say that's why I got this mask. It's my favorite Friday the 13th. Jason is I love the hillbilly kind of look he has in this one and part 3. I like how he looks. I think Ted White is the Jason in this movie, and he did a great job. He looked great when uh, Trish knocks off Jason's mask at the end, and you can see his face. And then of course Tommy takes the machete to his head, and they kill Jason. And Jason falls on the machete and like slides down the machete, and then Tommy just keeps hitting him over and over again with the machete at the end. But I love the strength of Jason. He was throwing people like through windows, uh, turning heads 180 around. Like I said, one of the best kills is the twins. The twins get one gets like a spear through the back as she's going home because she's leaving, and she calls her sister a slut basically because she gets dished by her sister because Jimbo and her sister are getting it on, right? So she gets a spear through the back while she's trying to get her bike and leave in a rainstorm. And that's the one thing in this one, there's a rainstorm and it's crazy. Like, it's just like crazy when they're running around through it and stuff. I thought that was cool. But the other twin gets thrown through a second-story window, lands on a car, and like crushes the car. Like the windows blow out, and like she dents the shit out of it with her body, and then she falls on the ground. It was intense, man. Like, this is some of the best musical score. There's like an intense part that goes like dun 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 dun. And it's just it's really intense. Like, I love the music. Harry Manfredini does all the scores for the Friday 13th movies, I think, except for the remake, I think. But yeah, go watch this one if you can. It's worth the watch this Halloween time. If you want to get scared, watch it alone or watch it with your girlfriend or boyfriend, and watch it all the way through. Don't be on like something else because it loses the feel if you're doing something else. You have to watch it. So thank you for watching Brainstorm Horror. Here's one last shot of my shirt, my Jason shirt. I got this online somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but I thought it was awesome. It has like all the different ones. And Pamela Voorhees is on here, so. Anyways, thank you for watching Brainstorm Horror. And I'll come back at it with another video eventually. I've been watching horror, so we'll see what happens next for my channel. Anyways, thank you for watching, and peace.